Here it is, my old Gary Fisher e-bike conversion, or as I like to call it, the Hairy Fister. Because after riding it for a few hours in the trails, that's how it feels. But I really want to upgrade to something a little newer. You're probably thinking the Trek's probably just an all-around better bike. But really, they both have pros and cons, and that's what we're going to take a look at here today. Unfortunately, the Trek has a straight head tube, whereas the Ozark Trail has a tapered one. You see that? This frame comes in XXL, whereas the Ozark only comes in a large. What's that mean exactly? Well, a lot more effort's been put towards making this bike more rigid, to handle heavier loads, to last the test of time. I can tell you by standing here with both bikes in hand, the Trek is a lot lighter. And it stands a hair taller too in the front. Both of these bikes have Suntour XCT30 front forks. For some reason, the Trek's forks are a little bit longer, and they have a lockout. Does that make the Trek's forks better? Yeah, but in my opinion, both need to be replaced. They're really not that great. Now both of these bikes have 180mm disc in the front, 160 in the rear. The Trek having the added bonus of being hydraulic versus mechanical. First glance, I thought the rims looked pretty comparable to each other, but now that I'm really looking, the Ozark trails are miles above. Look at the valve here on the Ozark versus what you get on the Trek. Trek really dropped the ball on these rims. If you ask me, both bikes come with crappy tires. Neither one of them scream quality in any way, shape, or form. Check this out. Both of these bikes have locking grips, but the Ozark locks on both sides versus just the one. This is kind of silly, but the Ozark on the left has a nicer seat post. Now the bottom bracket is where things start to get complicated. On the Trek over here, it's 73mm, whereas on the Ozark, it's 68. 68 is generally what we're looking for. There's more wiggle room to adjust the chain line going down the road. But on the other hand, you see where these inner cables come down out of the frame. Your motor is going to slide up as close to the frame as you want it to go, and this coming down further is better versus the Ozark, whereas when you push your motor up, you're going to ultimately pinch these cables. So I found out that this derailleur hanger on the Ozark is kind of proprietary. At least you can't find a universal one to fit, and it's kind of pricey at $42. I'll show you something that's annoying me about the Trek. If I use this outer sprocket and try to rotate the pedals backwards, the chain actually pops off and gets all bunched up here at the derailleur. Come over to the Ozark, the chain line's pretty much the same. This sprocket sits out just as far, yet when you pedal backwards with this thing, it has no such issue. And who wants that to happen in the trail? Another small annoyance I'm having with the Trek is I can't extend these cables outwards. They continue to want to go in and crowd the tire, which means I'm going to have difficulty going to bigger tires. Whereas the Ozark's cable management takes those cables back into the frame, which is fantastic. Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, the Trek lost. It's actually in the back of the van right now. There it is. You can see it. It's going back. I just can't do it. It's got too many flaws, not worth investing in. And although I like how tall the frame is and how it's just a hair longer than the Ozark, it just ain't worth it. I guess until next time, thanks for watching. Take it easy.